Hey guys, it is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you an awesome video. The top 5 parks that need a 1-2 punch. So yeah, the 1-2 punch thing is like 2 roller coasters that are very good, and they complement each other a lot in the lineup. So these are 5 parks that really need it. Let's move on. Number 5 is SeaWorld San Diego, and this park is a smaller park. They only have 2 roller coasters, I believe, Manta and Journey to Atlantis. Manta is a nice family coaster, while Journey to Atlantis is a traditional water coaster. So I feel like Manta could be paired up with some better roller coaster. And they don't have any coaster that goes upside down, so I think a B&M sitting coaster or an RMC TRex would be a great fit for this park. For a future 1-2 punch of Manta and this B&M sitting coaster or RMC TRex looping coaster. Number 4 is another SeaWorld park, San Antonio. SeaWorld San Antonio. The current 1-2 punch there is Steel Eel and Great White. Ugh, those rides are just okay. Steel Eel, I've heard bad things about it, so I'm not gonna roast it too much. But Great White, it's a traditional Batman the Ride clone. We already know what it is. So I think a nice future 1-2 punch to complement the lineup will be an RMC TRex and a thrilling GCI Woody, which would be a nice 1-2 punch. The only problem is that it would take quite a bit because they're getting a new coaster this year in 2017, which is a family launch coaster. But I know that SeaWorld Entertainment's working with GCI, so I think a GCI is likely for this place. Number 3 is Six Flags Mexico. In this park, they're 1-2 punch. They have Medusa Steel Coaster, which is an awesome RMC, and Superman Ultimo Escape, which is it's just okay. So I think a future 1-2 punch could be a future B&M roller coaster to pair with Medusa Steel Coaster. More people would go to this park after installing this B&M. And before Medusa Steel Coaster, this park did not have any decent coasters, really. But now with Medusa, I feel like this park can take it to the next level with a 1-2 punch. And unfortunately, Six Flags is not working with B&M, but I think a B&M could be a great fit for Six Flags Mexico, because there isn't a single B&M at that park. And I think a dive coaster or a wing coaster or a sit-down coaster would be a great fit. Number 2 is ZDTs, and their current 1-2 punch, they don't have one because they only have one coaster named Switchback. And people have heard of this place, and I know they have some nice flat rides there, as well as some arcades and a few water rides and water coasters, but not any true roller coasters. So I think a nice future 1-2 punch could be an RMC TRex and Switchback. They can have 2 amazing airtime machines to pair up with each other. I think that would be a great fit for this place. But they could install a kiddie coaster as well to give them a nice coaster for the kids, as well as 2 for the thrill junkies. So yeah, ZDTs, they can make a nice 1-2 punch in the future. And number 1, Michigan's Adventure. This park does not need a big 3 at all, in my opinion. They don't need it. But their 1-2 punch, after Shivering Timbers, their lineup is pretty weak. Thunderhawk and SLC, it's not that good. It's alright, but it could be better. But I feel like a future 1-2 punch could be RMC, Wolverine, Wildcat, and Shivering Timbers. But this is only going to happen if they're lucky. So it is very unlikely for this to happen because Cedar Fair is just pouring money from Michigan's Adventure to Cedar Point and all the bigger Cedar Fair parks so they can get other attractions instead of attractions for themselves. And eventually, less people will come to this park for the roller coasters because all they have is Shivering Timbers. So I feel like this park could use a second coaster to make a nice 1-2 punch for the thrill junkies with Wolverine Wildcat being RMC, and Shivering Timbers. And RMC Wolverine Wildcat could easily become the best ride there. It's very possible that could happen. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.